Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Medieval. Last time we completed both the ghost ship and the entrance hall, and now we're moving on to the time device. And that's what happens when you touch stuff that doesn't belong to you. Luckily for Dan, though, that webbing there was there to catch his fall, because I think if he would just fall straight down and just land, he'd probably shatter upon impact. And as you can guess by the name of the level, this stage is going to be time-themed. Clock-themed, rather, as well. But for some reason, even though it's the second to last stage, they brought back some old enemies, the ones from the village, who are easy pickings with our overpowered weapons by now. They do have a new enemy there, that flying eyeball, which only seems to attack you if you're actually facing it. Or it's facing you.
Using a dark magic called science, Zarok has constructed a device based around the mechanical measurement of time. The innards of this chronograph are fiendishly complicated. Keep your eye on the flying timepieces and get ready to reset the hands of the master time clock.
Ah yes, science, the most dark and evil magic of them all. Now the clocks that he's referring to are not these little flying ones here. These are just for the environment. They don't do anything. You can see here, this is what happens when the eyeball actually sees you. He will start zapping you. He's referring to these clocks. So that one, it's equivalent of showing 12:25. Or you can just go by the positions of the hands. I don't try to go by the actual symbols. And once we put that in the master clock up here, it will open up this barrier, which, now that it's going to show the time again, you can see that there's the last life bottle that we need to get, but it's also being blocked by a different red barrier, so we will actually come back to that one in a little bit. First we need to come over here. Where is that eyeball? I know that there's supposed to be an eyeball floating around here somewhere. I guess the guy decided to commit suicide. I guess he knew we were coming, so he decided to just off himself. I'm not sure where the other eyeball went, but I'm sure we'll be fine without it. We'll have more than enough for the chalice. And see, I like the theme of this level because they actually go the whole 9 yards with it. Everything's themed around time and clocks and stuff, so it's actually a pretty well-designed level in that sense. Oh, there it is. I was wondering where it was flying around. Okay, so now we can use these rubbery brains to actually get up here to the master clock, which has these buttons down here that we can jump on to adjust the hands to set it to the appropriate time. This eyeball, he blocks our path. I don't think he ever attacks you, though. You can swing at him to make him spin around, but to get him out of our way, we do need the rune. Just time our dashes between these pendulums here. Now that is the equivalent of 12:45. So if we go ahead and put that into the master clock here, 12:45. The barrier will now open for us. And I've already forgotten the other time, so I will have to check it once we come back for the life bottle. Now this part here with these rotating blades, I usually just shield through it or just take the damage because it's kind of hard to tell where they're going to be with the camera sometimes. You can try to wait and actually time it though, which is the safer way. These guys you can just walk around. I know they meant for them to impede your path, but they give us a little bit too much walk space. Just swing frantically until you hit all the eyes. There we go. Just go around these guys. There, I'm just going to shield through. Don't know if you can actually fully jump over all these or whatnot, or duck underneath them, but like I said, you can just either take the hit or just shield through it. Now this here looks kind of odd. You'd think that this would be a pipe that you fall down out of, but you can actually jump up into it, which to me seems kind of weird. You can use it to go back down as well, which is how I would have thought that it was going to be used in the first place. Now here is where the chalice is, but it's being currently sealed inside this red crystal, and you have this these electric barriers, and you can see there's another one down there guarding a rune that we need. But you can temporarily disable it by hitting the switch, but it only lasts for 3 seconds, which is not enough time to really do anything with it. But what you can do is, while it's down, is turn these, and you'll break the circuit. So now the barriers can't come back up. So we can actually go get the life bottle if we really wanted to, as well as this rune. But to break this is actually, the electricity is not coming from somewhere off screen, it's actually being produced by the crystal itself. So what you can actually do is complete the circuit onto itself, and it'll use its own power to destroy itself. So now we've freed the chalice, but we do have to still fill it, so we will come back here again later. And if you actually look from over here, you could have noticed this while you were down below. There is a platform with some chests on it. I don't know of any other way to reach this besides jumping down to it. And actually, I did forget one thing real quick. I forget that this money is here, even though we don't really need it. Like I was saying, the only way I know to reach this is to just do a dash jump. So hopefully I won't botch this up. You'll land just right on top of it if you dash all the way. I would have thought that maybe something like the gears down there, if you hop on them, you can circle around and it'll like bring you up to it. But when I tested it, you just fall through those. So I think those are just cosmetic. I would have thought that just like with the bags of gold, maybe that there was some kind of platform that would carry you over to it. But that is not the case apparently, at least not one that I can find. Again, what is this time? Alright, 12:25. Oh, luckily it's already on the 12th. And I don't think I mentioned it yet, but you will notice that if you were to play this on your own, or if you just come back into the stage again, the clocks will show different times, because it's completely random every time you come into the stage. They are not fixed. So sometimes you'll get a nice convenient time, something easy to remember, like 12 o'clock. Other times it'll be just random and you have to keep checking back at what the time is if you keep forgetting. But that's pretty much it in terms of this puzzle now. We will not have to change this ever again, once I change it one more time to get through this barrier. Because it's only used twice, which I feel is kind of a shame in a way. Because it's, I think, one of the bigger gimmicks of this level, but they only use it for these 2 barriers. Although I guess it could get kind of annoying if everything was being blocked off and you had to constantly keep coming back to change the time. Now, being that these are older enemies, the chicken drumsticks will work on them, and this is our last chance to use them, because this is the second to last level. So, let's go ahead and use it one more time, shall we? Just for old time's sake. This metal keep houses the magical chariot that Zarok calls his train. The path it runs along eventually leads to Zarok's lair. However, your route is blocked by gates controlled at various way stations. Travel to these on the train, open the gates, and head for the lair. And you have the train sitting here in the middle. There are 3 different ways to go. One is the exit, going that way. You can see the little magic trail. The other ones require runes to open up. We have one of them. And you can see here that you use this arm that's sticking out to rotate the platform that the train is on. And then open up the pathway to it, or for it. But you notice here, if you come out here, it's a dead end. There's nowhere to go with it. But, magically, once you hop on the train itself, somehow the track is now complete. Because this is actually just a cutscene here. You can't move while on the train. Which sucks because sometimes when you arrive, the enemies will already be firing at you, and you'll actually take a bit of damage. Which is kind of unfair, but it's not really that big of a deal since they don't really hurt you that much. Still, it kind of sucks that there's nothing you can do about it. If I can actually get up here properly, I will start Just chucking chicken off the platform, apparently. It's fine. We're just gonna waste all the chicken we have left. I could essentially just throw it willy-nilly at this point, because we're not gonna get another chance to use this again. So now that we have the other rune, we can go ahead and head backwards. But we will have a surprise waiting for us once we arrive back here. From these doors. As soon as they decide to appear. There they are. Oh, that one didn't count. Apparently that one didn't either. There you go. Not exactly sure how the hit radius for the chicken works. So obviously you can see it's got some area of effect to it, but sometimes it'll get blocked by something. I think that's all the guys. It's usually like 5 or 6 that pop out. Be careful when rotating this, because it'll keep pushing you down slightly in towards this pit right here, so just keep moving back up accordingly. Now you'll notice that right there, you can see that there are 2 switches, and those are the switches that we need to hit to actually open up the gate for the exit here. And once again, I'm probably going to get shot upon arrival. It seems to happen very consistently. I actually shielded him out of the range of the chicken. Again, I know I could be just using my regular weapons, but it's my last chance to use the chicken, so I'm gonna do it. And there's a fountain right here anyway, so if I need to heal up, I can. But we're actually okay on health. And the last one. And that's it for the chicken. So we can go ahead and go back and get the chalice now, and that's pretty much the level. Again, I do like this level. It's got a nice theme to it. I just wish that they wouldn't have just put back in some old enemies. I don't know why they didn't come up with something else. They have the stage hazards, and you have the flying eyeballs, which are new. But they just brought back the villagers. If anything, they could have at least maybe beefed them up like they did with the zombies in the asylum level. It was just regular zombies, but they powered them up. Here it feels like they're just the same, so I don't know. Seems kind of like a wasted opportunity to me. So we'll go ahead and move that into place as we go back and get the chalice now. Where's the swinging thing? Isn't there supposed to be a swing, enemy here? Maybe he despawned. Or am I just crazy? No, maybe this is the one I'm thinking of. For a minute, I thought that the game glitched and the enemy disappeared, but I think it was just me. So then we have the chalice. Let's go ahead and get out of here, and you can actually just jump right down. You can see it's a very short tunnel there. Pipe. And just get through in the nick of time. And we are finally ready to head on to Zarok's lair. But we will be making one last trip to the Hall of Heroes. And since we have finally gotten all the chalices, we will get one last message from the gargoyle here.
You prove us all wrong. Maybe it is destined to be a hero. Maybe it can defeat Zarok. The people of Gallowmere may never know of your past mistakes, and you will indeed be remembered as the people's hero. Your time in exile is over. Welcome to your new home, Sir Daniel Fortescue.
And it's about time we finally get some respect from this guy here, who's just pretty much been giving us crap all game. And if you come over here, you will now see that our statue is now solid. So we will be getting the good ending now that we have all the chalices. And I did mention something in the last video, which I do want to touch upon again in just a sec here.
Daniel, thank goodness you're still safe. I have a gift I can give to you, but sadly, I can't say how useful you will find it.
Well, that's because all it is health. Although I suppose if we were really hurting, that's actually not that bad. That's a lot of health. That would save us some time having to backtrack to refill for health for the final battle, because we will actually need it. Now, I did mention in the last video, when I was doing the second chalice for the entrance hall, that technically because the ant case is a bonus level, you don't supposedly need the chalice from that. The one that the fairy you get from bringing the fairies, or saving the fairies and getting brought here. I have not actually tested that myself, so I can't say for certain that that's the case. That is just what I've heard. So we have 20 chalices now, including the bonus one, so maybe just the regular 19 are enough. I don't know. I've never actually played this game not getting the chalices. I've never done a no chalice run, or skipping the ant caves and trying to see if it gets you the good ending anyways. I'd say it seems plausible, but I'm not going to actually test it. But I just want to make sure that I did point that out, that I'm not certain about that, but that's just what I've heard. So we'll go ahead and save. And in the next video, it will be the finale. So with the time device completed, we will finally have our final battle with Zarok in Zarok's lair. So I'll see you then.